maybe it doesn't matter. You're here for VRL and VRL only, and today we're here for round 12 Brazil, the final race of the season. It's been a long season. It's been a fun season, and we're here to close it down with a fantastic championship battle. Not for the drivers anymore, of course, as Steve already clinched the title one race before. But the constructors still very much on. There's only 2 points between Alfa Romeo and Haas, so that will be a really good battle. And yeah, of course, drivers wise, it's already won, but I'm pretty sure there's still a battle going on for second place, I believe. I'm not sure though, but I'm pretty sure there is. So here we are then, let's just run through the grid for a bit for the last race of this season. In the Mercedes, as always, is Ryan Oliball. And Red should be joining us later. Pretty sure he is. Tim in the Ferrari, Sam and Luke in a Red Bull. That's very strong pairing since Spa. No one in a Renault just yet. Aaron and Phil, the championship contenders, constructors wise for this race. And then we have Sam. I'm not sure if there will be a McLaren driver. Sepalele on his own today. And Chevy and ASD Kimmy, who finally makes his return, I think, for the first time since Canada, and will make his, will get on his first race since, yeah, will get his first race for Alfa Romeo this season. Safi and Cognac in the Toro Rosso, and Felix and Boyat in the Rocket Williams. Boyat makes his return since Germany, I believe. I'm pretty sure he had a very short-lived race, as he took some damage down into turn 1, and his race was very much over. Let me just press spectate before I get into account. There's some sad news, of course. Rico, who's missed the last race of the season, he won't be commentating anymore for the next season. Yeah, but I had some really good times with him, and I wish him the best of luck driving in driving again in VRL, and I'm sure we'll have some more fun with him as he's driving. As he's a very good driver. He's got some nice race car skills, and always an interesting look on racing. Anyway, enough about next season. Still here. Waiting on the drivers to ready up. I think they should be running up at this point, as it's just 15:30. Nick has joined us, so he will be flying the flag for Renault then. Let's see the conditions for the last qualifying of season 3. It's been a stunning season, if I do say so myself. And the conditions are very much dry. Some drivers might be relieved of that one. So just as it's been for the last 2 seasons, we close off in Brazil. And Phil Smith is the first one to go out here and set a left arm. The man who had such bad luck in these last couple of races, and we're looking to end that bad streak and finally getting good results here. And Felix retired from the session as there might be some drivers starting from the back, especially the ones that have nothing to lose and might be looking for a fun race here. And AFD Kimmy with a retire or with a qualifying ban also retired from the session. Boyard also with a qualifying ban because they both moved teams. And let's see, he's also out. Luke on his out lap and Sam on his out lap. Jamil on his out lap in the Renault. He might have gotten a little bit lucky as he's been spared, you could say, as the Rebel drivers could, in the end, could still race. But he got a little bit lucky with that one. Phil gave him a lot of seat down for the end of the season. As Phil says, will be setting his first lap time here in, I'm not sure where, I'm pretty sure it's Sao Paulo here. When he goes on in his Haas for possibly the last time this season, as it's unknown where he will try to get another championship for the first time since season 2. That would be done. The Haas hasn't been what he had hoped for, really. And the Haas adventure might come to an end very soon in season 4. As quite a few stories might come to an end. Anyway, season 4, let's just see what he can do in his last race of season 3. Is it going to be Paul? Yes, of course, it's going to be Paul with a 1.84. Can Luke, Marine, Jamil, Tim, Conyal, Zef, Chapelele or Sam better that time, as they are the ones out on track at this point? And Chapelele's at a 1.83. Aaron, Phil's teammate, only person who could stop Steve last round from taking the championship, he failed to do so. And Jamil's in his way! Jamil! Oh, Jamil! And he's been rightfully been punished with a 5 players grid penalty, and I think that's fair. The game did do justice there, and he won't be attacking the time of Chapelele nor his teammate. And they both got very lucky to get away with that crash. Both Jamil will go on to set us up time, but he will have a 5 plus grid penalty then, and I think that's very much justifiable. With the on the medium toy, just checking out the track, setting a banker lap, that's also always nice. Just Matteo still everything to play for, of course, this race. But I hope for him his teammate does show up, as he'll need him to win the constructors, I believe. Otherwise it's going to be impossible to do. And Trevi will set a 192. Aaron putting on a new set of tyres to go out there and set a lap time. Let's hope he doesn't get hit by back markers at this point. Sam in a very good P4, I must say, with a 188, and he's right on there with Tim in the Ferrari, who got his first podium last race. Travis is all the way down in 7th, and Phil might be on for his first really good qualifying since a long time. I believe the last time was Germany, where they had a very decent qualifying. I'm feeling a bit sick. I don't know if you can hear it. Trevor will crash down again to improve his time. No, yes he does, but he doesn't improve his position. Only 10,000 of a second between him and Luke, and then only 10,000 of a second between his teammate Dan, Sam. Who's of course got one pole position at Spa last time out. Those Toro Rosso boys. Oh, that's pretty worrying for Zef, as his teammates has got on to the medium tire, and he's Zef is on the hard, so that's kind of fair. Kind of worrying for Kanyal then, as he did set his lap time on the softs and Zef set it on the hards. Let's just say, yeah, everyone on the softs except Jamil and Zef. Let's just go on the board with hard tire runner Zef. You know what? Ooh, that's a dodgy accident into that corner there. And Aaron's at a 181, and he batters that time by 0.2 of a second. Of course, got very lucky not to lose his wheel with that crash with Jamil. Oh, I want to be giving the apex right there. I think that's a bit too much of the gate stuff. It feels a bit awkward, of course. Logically, and Darren has joined us for Chapelele. Beat to tie by Aaron by a 10th, and Phil slots in P3. And what can Zaf do? He's a 10th slower than his previous lap time, so I'm not sure if this race will be anything special. I'm not sure if that's legal, or can he improve on his time? No, I don't think he will. No, he doesn't. He goes a 10th slower. Is he still on lap time? No, he's not. Phil also isn't, and Marine also isn't. Let's see, he was on a good flying lap here. Ooh, that's Sam here. Just the epic perfectly dang. It's gotta get him a good run here up until I think that's 13 or 12. Yeah, this is 13. They have 15 corners. Might have been 12 actually. Oh, he pulls into the pits. I didn't even notice he wasn't on a flying lap. No one's on a flying lap. Oi, Nick going off. Probably on purpose actually. Oh, that's Jamil. Sorry, excuse me. Is Sam on a flying lap then? Come on. Right there in the mix. $50,000 of a second improvement. That's not gonna give him much. Ooh, that's a little too much on the exit there. Which is the place where Lewis Hamilton and Michael Schumacher both lost their car in qualifying. Gives the epic right there, and I want to get a. This is a pretty awkward section, if I do say so myself. I never can really get it right there. Yeah, you want to be focusing on exit, so you can get the best line up to that corner 13. I'm pretty sure this is 14. And then we come up to 15 right here. And I think that's it. And he's got to improve his start on question mark. Yes, he is. 2/10. And that's going to give him P6. Tim goes P3 and beats Phil to the line there. Out of luck. He wasn't on a flying lap. And Zef now going out on the mediums. Milan Nick is looking pretty good as he's improved 2 seconds. That might be a bit of a glitch actually. Oh, actually it's not. 2 seconds quicker. I was setting the time on the mediums. Ooh, I think he went a little too wide there. Needs to clip the apex right here. And then check it in. Here pretty aggressively. Ooh, that's a little oversteer next set. 6 minutes to go, 6 minutes 30 to go, and that's a little too much for next set again. The car doesn't seem to be in perfect balance. And it comes up to the line to set a 1.9. It's there, 1.92. And he isn't going to be happy with that one as he's only 11th out of a 16-man grid. Triple still hasn't set a lap time yet. That's an interesting tactic. Ooh, Aaron gets a big slipstream of Chapelele and he pulls on his time. Ooh, that's really close between the two gentlemen there. Can Chapelele? Oh, I thought it was Chapelele out of him. He at least got a slipstream. Can he really take the time of him? Yes, he can. And oh, only a 10,000 of a second between them. Oh no, 3,000 of a second. Sorry. This is heck. Jesus Christ, that's really close between them. Can Phil attack his teammate? No, I don't think he can. He's a 10th down. Sam running the pink helmet to pay tribute to Antoine Hubert, who on this day won his F3 championship. He will now go on to the 4:20 time and he pulls into the pits again. Ryan also pulling into the Mercedes garage. And Jamil sits a 1.95. And at this point he's gonna go to the back of the grid if he doesn't improve his time. So he has that 5 place grid penalty, of course. Not looking good for him. Sam on a lap. Yes, he is. I'm pretty sure he is. Ooh, he's down on his thumb a bit, but he can still improve. I saw he had quite a few moments into sector 2. He doesn't have them now. I have to be very careful on the braking here. Ooh, it's gonna cost him a little bit of time. Not too much though. And he's coming up to the line to settle what? 2 minutes 40 to go. We're coming around to the final stages of this qualifying session. Can he drag McLaren down from the points table? And he goes a 1-8, and he does improve his time. He doesn't improve his position though. Phil Smith out on his last lap, probably last qualifying lap for this season. Is he gonna be hindered by traffic there? So I heard someone coming out of the pits. No, he's not. Yes, I did hear someone coming out of the pits, but he isn't gonna hinder Phil. He brakes at the 50 meter, just before the 50-meter board. Tracks the car right in here. Uses all of the curb there. Doesn't use any of the curb here. And he brakes just after the 50-meter board. Oh, loses the car a little bit there on the braking. And oh, I think he might got a lap invalidated there. And could his qualifying session possibly be over? Both Aaron and Chapelet are going for probably pole then. Phil trying to regenerate the systems then. I'm guessing Jamil retired from the session. He isn't going to be happy with that. His qualifying +5 places grid means he's got to be starting from the back. After the race, and Jamil retired from the session. Chapelet on his out lap. First, it's going to be Aaron to set his time then. Jim is still in the pits. It's a 180 for now. Can he go into the 17s? That will be pretty impressive there. Ooh, touches a bit of the grass. That's going to cost him some time. Goes a little too deep there. Ooh, he might be lucky to get another slipstream here off the Red Bull car. Not sure who that is. Now he goes to the 1 minute mark. Can he improve on his time and get that pole position? He only needs a 10th. Yeah, he goes into the 1.7.998. Can Chapelet improve on that? As he is nearly a 10th down. It's Phil. Where's Phil? Yeah, Phil's also still contender for this one. Marine goes P4. Is he going to be happy with that? Oh, I think. Could he be even quicker than his teammate at this point? Can he go for a pole? Can he? No, he cannot. Oh, he just misses out. Goes P3. It's a really close qualifying session, really, between the top 3 here. And Chapelet, can he retake pole? No, he cannot. And that means Aaron is on pole for the last qualifying session of this season. Chapelet lines behind him, and Phil behind those two. For a second there, I thought Phil might be able to take pole, but he just missed out, and it's a really close qualifying session. So that means Aaron P1, Chapelet P2, Phil P3, Tim P4, Marine P5, Sam P6, Sam P7, Luke P8, Chavi P9, Cornel P10, Nick P11, Zef P12, Jamil P13, and then no time set for Felix as he wants to start from the back. Boyat with a qualifying ban for moving teams mid-season, and then ASD Kimmy will be lining P16, and behind him will be Dylan as he didn't make the qualifying session. That's going to be a pretty interesting race for both Felix and Dylan as they will have to get around the midfields and back markers. So here we go then for the last race of the season. It looks to be a bit clouded, so rain is still very much a possibility here. Steve simply couldn't make it. Of course, Dylan will have a default setup. So he didn't make qualifying and he can't change anything because he's in the park for my rules. So here we go then for the last formation lap of this season. Anticipated, can Aaron take a victory on his way out in season 3? The man I predicted to be champion didn't come true though. Very much didn't come true. Steve took it by winning 3 races in a row, having big enough gap to make quite a few blunders. And of course, I'm still very much impressed by the racing points, both Dylan and Chapalele, as they have made quite a statement on VRL, coming in already winning both races. Both last 2 races, I mean, Dylan won Monza, Chapalele won USA. Tim, could he go for his second VRL podium? He told me he changed his driving style a bit into turn 1 on lap 1, I mean. So that could that bring him to another podium? Meanwhile, Marine, what could have been for him in Monza, especially where he crashed out on the last lap, could have been a P2 for him then. Sam, of course, Paul, no win for him. Sam, a struggling season for him, and he gets reset on the formation lap. Luke, 1 race win, of course, this season at Spa. Meanwhile, Trevi will be looking to take the constructors. Coniel, can he go for another points finish this season? And help Toro Rosso stay 9th in the constructors. So Sam is looking pretty okay for a points finish. Niku had a very, very embarrassing race in USA. What's more that to say to Felix and the Williams team, who had a very strong mid-season. It doesn't matter anymore. It's the last race of the season. Constructors is still very much at stake. For the last time this season, 5 flat rides will go open, and they released. And Chapellet looks to have a pretty good start, but he can't attack Aaron into turn 1. Tim will be looking to attack Phil into turn 1. Marine is taking them both, and oh, that's a spinner there. We have a spinner now. That's Luke. No, that's not Luke. That's Sam. He'll be dropping right back off the grid. Phil, can he hold off his podium? Can he hold off the fat for the podium position? Marine needs to go around the outside there. And Marine hasn't made it stick. And Phil keeps the position for now. Meanwhile, Sam made a place up. And a horrible start for Sam in the Red Bull. Zaf made a pretty good start on his medium tires. Meanwhile, Felix also made some good progress up, as he's now right on the back of HD Kimmy, who's in our mode. So that's a problem for HD Kimmy then. You're already out of it. Oh, Nick nearly lost it. Oh, looks to be already looked a bit uncomfortable in qualifying setup wise. Could it be a setup problem? Oh, and Dylan has left the session. Is he race quitted or? Meanwhile, it was just a 1:14. I feel it's still a reasonable gap to Marine. Marine could come here with the slipstream down into this turn. No, he can't make a move there. Tim falling behind these two at this point. Oh, no, it's 2 tenths behind. Can he go for a dive from here? No, he cannot. He doesn't risk it, of course. Still a very long race to go. And there's looks to be another connection problem for Phil. I see that's the alien indicator on him. You know, Chapalele and Aaron pulling a regional gap to Phil and Marine. Hey, that's a breaking board that fails. Boyard meanwhile had a spinner. We have the second spinner actually of this race. Boyard And Luke makes his first pit stop. Oh, that's... I thought it was a move there. Yes, it is. It's Nick on Felix. Great battle between these two. Nick Henshot around the outside. Good camera shot, Cody. Thank you. Felix looks to take him down the inside there. Leaves in the room. Leaves in the respect. Ooh, I must say, Nick did need to go off track a bit there. Can he take him back in? Doesn't look like it. It's a pretty tough corner to race each other through there. Now he goes wide and loses reasonable amount of time, and he won't be attacking him anytime soon anymore. He'll have to wait his chances again on the back straight. Meanwhile, Chapalela is very much closing up to Aaron. And these two seem to be in a wall of their own. Aaron needs to take defensive line here. Oh, they nearly push each other in. Aaron nearly pushes him into the wall there. And Aaron looks to be done for. Yes, he is. Ooh, did give him a bit of a push there. That's going to compromise his run a bit. And will they go past here on the back straight? No. Yes, there is DRS at this point. Meanwhile, Moran looks to do the same thing his teammate is doing at this point. Oh, ew, there's just about enough room for both of them to go through. Meanwhile, Dylan rejoined again, and Chapalela will have to do everything again. And this is playing nicely into the hands of Phil Marine. I only feel like Marine has to pace over Phil at this point. Of course, I'm pretty sure Marine's a bit cautious at this point as Phil's lagging all over the place. And Chapalela, can he close him down again to do the same thing he did last lap? No, we cannot. He will have to wait a chance to get on the second back straight. With DRS, Aaron compromises his own run there. And Felix, meanwhile, makes a move on Kanyal for P9. And Chapalela will go around the outside of him here, will he? Yeah, he will. Aaron looks to hang it down the inside. Again, it's almost copy and paste from last lap. And this time Chapalela looks to have the job done. Yes, he has. Can Aaron take him back here? No, I don't think he will. He will have to try his hardest now at this point. As Chapalela is looking to be a bit quicker than him. And Chapalela looks to have to move down. Now the roles will be very much reversed. As Aaron now will have the DRS plus slipstream on the back straight. Will he take the NASCAR approach in? No, he will not. He will take the tightest line possible. Of course, no cutting the pit lane exit at this point. He closes him down. Turn 1. Turn 2. Second back straight here. Is it going to be enough to make a move down into turn 4, I believe it is? No, it's not. He does close him down again, though. And now it's only a 2/10 behind. Ooh, looks to be having a bit of a problem on that exit there. Meanwhile, Felix gradually making his way through traffic as he now takes Zef for P9. But Zef isn't giving up just yet. Let's just watch that battle for a bit. And Felix down the inside of Zef. And the Indonesian has been done for. They will have to live to fight another day. Meanwhile, Aaron can't seem to keep up with Chapalela. Went a little too deep there. I think that's going to compromise his run there. Five cents behind. I don't think it will be enough to make him move down to turn 1. Is it enough? No, it's not. Now then. Doesn't look like it. He's got a good 2/10 extra from what he had last lap. Meanwhile, Marine's gradually closing down on Phil again. It looks to be a pretty calm race, crash-wise at this point. Aaron looks to still have the same gap he did last lap. Gap is very much consistent. I think the chances are high that Moran will make a move down into turn 1. Tried to force Phil into a mistake. I think he has done so, as he will have a worse exit, Phil has a worse exit than Moran does. Slipstream plus DRS, there's no holding him back now anymore, Phil. And can he hang it around the outside to take P3 from the Haas driver? No, he cannot, just for now, just about, he hangs in there. Oh, he's just still going side by side. It's fantastic battling for P3 here. And Marine just about doesn't pull off. That's a bit of wheel banging, bit of argy-bargy. Oh, good though. Now, meanwhile, Aaron has really closed up a lot to Chapelele again. And the battling between Marine and Phil give this to a bit of a buffer to battle out themselves. And it's a nice, it looks like Chapelele has better setup on the straights. He is closer than he was before, I believe. Oh, that's going to cost him a bit of time on accident. A 3-second time penalty for Phil. 4 tenths this time. The gap between them. The gap is so consistent. He just needs that little more, that little extra to pull a move on the second back straight. He just needs to keep the pressure on. Meanwhile, Phil is pushing harder, as he does have a 3-second time penalty. That's going to possibly cost him a podium. Meanwhile, Tim just being consistent. Meanwhile, these guys, I think, having that's Nick. That's Nick spun on his own or crashed. He does seem to have a bit of front wing damage. I'm pretty sure he was in a fight with one of the Toro Rosso. Might have been Zaf actually. Zaf meanwhile behind his teammates and behind the brother car. The gap is looks like it's extended a tenth. Felix all the way down from P17 all the way up to P7. Very impressive, and Nick has to make a pit stop, and then that puts him all the way down in P15. Darren, or Dylan, sorry, has also made some steady progress after disconnecting 2 times and not making qualifying. The gap now is very much extending. It's gone from 5 tenths to 7 tenths at this point. It just looks like he has that extra 2 tenths, Chapelele, over Aaron at this point, race pace wise. Aaron got pole, but at least like Chapelele at this point might take victory, as he looks to have to pace over Aaron. But look at this, he's closing up massive amounts on the straight now. Aaron, oh, that's gonna give him a 3-second time penalty. He's pushing the car as much as he can. Meanwhile, Marine, just like a few laps ago, right on the back of Phil again. He's a bit further behind this time. This time he pulls a dummy on him. Can he make it down the inside? No, he cannot. They nearly touch wheels again. And Phil's a little loose on exit there. And there's no making a move down here. or here. It's pretty hard to overtake here. Oh, I must say, Phil does go a bit wider. That's gonna compromise his exit, and it's gonna play right into the hands of Marine. Ooh, that's a little moment there. He saved it though. Gap between Chapelele and Aaron now over a second. Now Marine will have the DRS. This is a great battle for P3. He will go to the outside. No, Phil says no to that one. And meanwhile, Tim just hangs back, hoping for a crash between these two, I'm guessing. Or just to catch up and pass them both. I think the good news for Phil is that he hasn't disconnected just yet. Yellow flags, wonder what's that for. Oh, I thought there was someone going off. It might be Nick who's slowing down to let cars behind him pass. Can Felix steal the 6th place of Sam here? Torosso have 1 car on the points in P10. Ooh, that's a little moment for Felix there. And Chapelele into the pits he goes. With that pushing, with all the pushing he's done, that might cost him a bit. And Phil also follows him. And the two men that were quicker than their nearest rival will have to make an earlier pit stop than them. And he's being hauled by Sam, who's also going to the pit. So it seems to be happy hour at this point. I wonder what. Of course, we already know at this point it's a harsh 1-3. So that means Alpha will have no chance of winning the constructors if they don't pick up their pace, as they have ASD Kimmy all the way down in P14. Trevi they do have Trevi up all the way up in P5, but of course he hasn't made a pit stop yet. I think also an interesting fight is the battle for 9th, really. It's a bit of a battle for pride. I think when Felix has made a stop, I think Sam's P7 realistically, and Aaron pulls now into the pits. What can he perfect the overcut on his nearest rival, Chapelele? And Chapelele is already passed, so no catching him for now. Has he? Yes, I think no. The gap has very much extended. At least luckily enough for him, he doesn't come out in traffic. And Phil, I wonder what Marine's gonna do. Is he gonna go for much longer, or is he gonna be making a split stop very soon? I think we'll play nicely into the hands of Phil if Marine and Tim would battle out a bit. Well, what are these two pull into the pits? Tim doesn't and Marine doesn't. Felix also goes for another lap. Jesus, Tim close quite a bit on Marine there. Marine makes some mistakes, and that means that I think when they come out again, I think Tim has no penalties. So that means for now Phil's in the best position to take P3 and take that last podium place. Meanwhile, Phil's also out in heavy traffic, so if he is gonna have to dispose of Cognac pretty quickly. And Phil gets past again. and he has a 1.9 gap to Zef. This traffic might play nicely into the hands of Aaron here. Oh, goes a little too deep there. That's going to cost him some time. Of course, I think Aaron is definitely pushing the car to its limits. Of course, he is on quicker tyres than Chapelele. Chapelele is on the hards and Aaron's on the medium, so he's going to have to make use of those tyres as quick as possible. And he goes a 1:10.7. He definitely is on the pace. Meanwhile, Tim and Ryan go for another lap. We've already passed 16 laps of the 36, so still 20 laps to go. Everything is still up for gains. Let's just see if there are any more battles going on at this point. Meanwhile, Dylan's making his way up the grid again. As he goes past Nick, the lap car, and is closing right up to Sam here. I think Sam's going to be defenseless to the pace of Dylan. Monza race winner. Possibly podium, could have been a other race winner if it wasn't for his crash into the pit lane. A freeway to win. Meanwhile, Felix pits, Maron pits, and where is that gonna bring those three guys? And whoa, that's some great. It's been a great race so far for Felix as he jumps. The Ferrari of Tim and Phil has very much rejoined ahead of Maroon, and with a good gap as well. He also has gotten past Zef in the process. Meanwhile, oh my god, I'm so stupid. I missed. Oh, I'm so stupid. I missed. Oh, that's just silly me. I was trying to focus on the battle for P3 here. Well, they could be going again at it. So as it stands, Haas will very much comfortably win the Constructors. And Moran still looking to get past Zef as the gap between Phil and Moran is getting bigger and bigger. Triple closing down again on Aaron. Is Aaron gonna have to make another stop? I don't think so. I think he should be able. I think he should be able to make that one. Gap still consistent. Felix had a fantastic race. Could be making his way up to the podium. It'll be a fantastic race from P last. I think from the back to P3. That will be a fantastic achievement for him. Sam, what the hell happened to Sam here? Zef could be passed by his teammates. Nick, send me the footage. If you send me the footage, I'll have a look at it. It does sound pretty dirty, I must say. Meanwhile, Sam and Chevy going at it. Fantastic battle scene for P8. Alfor definitely needs the points. Is Chevy gonna do Hamilton here and take out a Red Bull? No, he is not. He does make a clean pass, unlike Hamilton. And they've successfully made a move on the Red Bull. Meanwhile, Marine's up to the back of Phil again. And Phil defends beautifully into turn 1. Marine looks to take him into turn 2, turn 3. Marine goes running outside here. I think he's going to enter DRS. That's going to be pretty interesting for him. Meanwhile, Felix looks to get into the fight as well. He goes down the middle. Can he take them both? No, he cannot. He hangs back a bit there. Phil goes down again. No! Chapelele! Chapelele off. Chapelele has shunted off and he will go down into P2. And meanwhile, the fight's still going on between Marine and Phil. Fantastic fight. Felix is to take them both. And Marine still hasn't got the job done yet. Meanwhile, Tim's also closing up. Marine, as the insider, should be able to make the move down here. Phil tries to hang it in there, but there's no point fighting that one. Oh, and he gets a little moment of overstay as well on exit, and that's going to put him, make him vulnerable to Felix. And it's going bad to worse for Phil, as he already lost some times towards Marine. And now that means Aaron is comfortably leading this race. And Felix looks to take Phil into turn 1. Can he make that move stick? Look, just like Marine. This time Phil's down the inside. No, he makes the move. And Phil's gone from P2 to P4. Meanwhile, Chapelele slowed down a bit there. He's on the straight. Sammer's... What the... What's Chapelele doing? He's got no front wing, but... Sam's got a bit of a problem, I think. He's driving with no front wing. Oh, Jesus. And Phil's now, after being overtaken by both Village and Marine, is now on the threat from Tim. There's been some great battling going on for P1 and P3. Chapelele will have to come into the pits, I believe. So he's now P8 behind Lepka Boyot. And again, Racing Point has crashed out while being in the fight for the lead. Felix, can he take P2 of his GPRL teammate? No, he cannot. For now, he'll have to stick in for. He'll have to wait for Staff Team plus DRS. And Felix also has to look at his mirrors not to be in the threat from Phil. Great battle for P2. And he has to come. Chapelele needs to come into the pits as he has to change his front wing there. And Chapelele retires from the session. And that's gonna do nothing for the constructors, I believe. And Aaron's still leading comfortably then from Marine, Felix, Phil and Tim, that whole cluster of cars. Great battling going on, and Felix looks to take Marine down into turn 1. Now he does pull off the move, does he? Yes, he does, and that's a comfortable move from him, but I think pretty sure Marine waited for the slipstream plus DRS on the second stay there. As he can make a move down into turn 4 here. He has got it. Can he retake P2 again? No, he cannot. Not for now. And it's also really cool that these guys are on the same tyre, so same strategy. And it's been a really impressive drive from Felix, I must say. Oh, Marine goes a little wide there. Phil looks to still seeking his opportunity. Rolls reversed once again. This time Marine's on the attack. Unless they have no answer towards Marine or Felix, sorry. I also wonder what happened to Sam. So he was all the way up in P7, all then to be all the way down in P11. I mean that rhymes. Pardon not intended. The gap is coming down. And the gap is increasing towards Marine, and the gap is coming down from Aaron. And the top two separated by, I think that's just about 2 seconds. Is the Kimi about to be lapped here? We'll give Marine DRS. Tim closing down on Phil. Phil doesn't seem to have the pace, or not the same pace he had on the softs. Two gentlemen who've had a pretty, well, I wouldn't say flawless season, but two who had some really bad luck, and two whose seasons got a bit better. Of course, Felix having it 100 podium% rate, I think, before ending it, and then having some bad races, but all around still always having the pace. And then Phil, of course, who's had a very unlucky season with disconnects, and Tim, who's crashed quite a few times, but now looking to take his opportunity. With Phil around the outside, he's gone onto the grass. He'll have to cut the corner there, and that's going to give him a penalty. No, it's not. It's only going to give him a warning there. And Phil looks to take him back. There was some wheel banging there. I think Tim might not be too happy with that one. He's looking to go down the inside here. No, he cannot make that move. I feel lives to fight another day. Number 24 against number 2. What could have been for Felix if he didn't decide to start from the back. And he looks to have the pace over all of these guys. And Tim, can he make the move now? No, he cannot. Now going running outside here. Oh, again contact between the two. And I think Tim might be getting very frustrated at this point. He does have the position, but Phil's still hanging his nose in there. And now Tim has the inside, and Phil's looks to be done for. He will look to have him look down inside of Tim again, but he can't fight that gap he needs. And now he's all the way down in P5. Pretty sure things could have looked a bit different if Steve was here. As I think Aaron will simply rise to victory here. And even if he doesn't, I think Phil has the advantage over Marcos. So I think it might be done and dusted for Alfa Romeo. They need a miracle to win the constructors at this point. Let's just see what the chat has to say about this fantastic race so far. Really, I mean, it's we've seen battles for the podium and victory. Let's just see what the chat has to say. Any questions? If you have any questions, you can let me know. Of course, Nick wasn't too happy with the driving of Jeff, as he said he tried to take him out 3 times. Steve is in the chat, as he does say he wants to drive really bad. How many penalties? I'm pretty sure Felix has no penalties, but I could be wrong. I'm just gonna wait. Yes, there might be a move from Maron coming. Just look real quick. As I know, Maron has a 3-second penalty. And Felix has 2 warnings, so he does have to watch out here. And I'm pretty sure Tim has no penalties as well. Let me just check. No, he doesn't even have a warning, so Tim's got to be making his way up to P3 at this point, as Maron has got a 3-second time penalty, but it's pretty tight between those two. Disconnected / lapped Jamil is passed again by the 2 Dutchmen, and the Mercedes and the Williams. And Phil looks to be falling behind on these medium tyres, as he didn't have to pay from them, I believe. But it could have been a harsh one too. That would have been a pretty dominant victory over Alfa Romeo, wouldn't it have been? But still, they're gonna clinch the constructors title as Aaron's leading the race, and Phil is ahead of Chevy. So even if Aaron crashes, there's still a Phil to rely on. And Aaron is about to start the last 5 laps of VRL Season 3. So number 1's got a podium. Oh, he's got a little wide there. And that's gonna give Maron a chance to look around the outside. He doesn't pull it off for now, sorry. And he'll be looking down the inside there. No, he can't make it there. And Felix lives to fight another day. That mistake definitely cost him some time again. He makes a mistake, as at least to be a little oversteering moment. The fight continues for P2. Season 3 isn't over just yet. It's been a fantastic season, if I do say so. Okay, it would have been a bit better if the championship would have been able to go into the last round. It didn't, but it very much was a fantastic season. and it's coming to a close as Aaron is still very much leading comfortably, and the man looked like he could have taken. Oh, battle between Cornell and Luke. Oh, that's a little bit dirty, I must say that, from Cornell, as it just nearly pushes him to the wall. Nearly, I mean, he fully pushes him to the wall. That's Schumacher v Barrichello Hungary 2010 stuff, 2010 stuff right there. Darren off a pretty decent race as he came totally from the back, and there's a yellow flag. Who's that for? And the last 3 laps are going in season 3. I think Moran needs to go for a penalty for Felix if he wants to take P2. Still though, a fantastic battle for them. As they probably both will head home with a trophy from Brazil, and we'll be looking to take some good motivation up into season 4. And so has Aaron, as he's been leading. Well, I wouldn't say from start to finish, but he's very much comfortably leading for now. See, clearly got the pace advantage over both Felix, Moran, and Tim and Phil. It isn't a big gap, but it's very much is a gap. Monique, so very much set all the way down in P15, and he nearly loses the car again in Tokyo, drifting it. That's a good drift. That's a good drift. As he came in on this return since Canada isn't able to pull the same trick he did in Canada. As he is all the way down in P13 and all the way down outside of the point. Meanwhile, Sam is also outside the points and can't be looking to stop Toro Rosso from taking 9th in the Constructors' Championship. Of course, 9th is not the place you want to be, but it is very much pride. And both struggling season for McLaren, so having to look and we'll be looking to have a good season 4 as season 3 wasn't the fairy tale they hoped for. Both drivers, both Sam and Matos will be on the way out from McLaren. That's a yellow flag. I wonder who's that for. Zaf does come into the pits. Yeah, does he have to change something? Yeah, I think he does. And is that gonna award Sam into the points? As he's about to be lapped by I think that's Tim. Yeah, that's Tim, of course. He's the only Ferrari in this race. Sam, come on. Is he gonna take Zef? No, he's not. Zef still got a big gap here over. Oh, he does have the fast lap time. It's a great 109, but I think Zef will be looking to take that away from him and get that last point. Moran doesn't look to have the pace advantage over Moran anymore. Great battling. I must say, Felix and Moran have very much close up to Aaron. But it's not going to be enough though, unless Aaron crashes on the last lap. That would be pretty embarrassing. But the man who won the first round probably will win the last. Austin will probably will probably win the constructors as well. On the way that's not happening, I think that's if Phil and Aaron will crash both. And Aaron has started the last lap in VRL Season 3. I'm pretty sure he won Brazil last season, so it's back-to-back victories for Aaron there. And he's making his way up to the finish line as he is taking on the Brazilian cars for the last time, for the 36th time, that is. as we will head into a little break before we start season 4. Be sure to keep an eye on our Instagram as updates might be coming there soon for rules and driver changes. He's coming around the second last corner now. He'll make his way up to the line to win round 12 and the last round in VRL Season 3 as he wins here in Brazil. Very good job by him. Felix will hold off Maroon to take P2, and Maroon takes P3 even with that penalty. Tim takes a good P4, and Phil finally, for Phil, a race without any problems and some good battles. Xavi has tried his best to keep the constructors fight alive. Can he keep off Dylan here? Oh, I think he is. He tried to keep the constructors fight alive, but it wasn't to be as he finishes P6. Oh, penalties. He finishes P7. Luke coming up into the line, finishing out about Toro Rosso's here, and he takes a good P8, and that's gonna bring him some points. And Kanyal finishes ahead of his teammate once again. And Zaf has been done on a lap, and the rest also a lap down. So that means this is your, what do you say, race winning, or not race winning. This is your result for the last race of season 3. Felix all the way down. I think I'm not sure where he started, but he definitely started down all the way down on the grid. I think he might have been second or third last. As it's 2 Dutchmen on the podium and 1 German in the Haas as he ends off season 3 just as he began season 3 with a victory. And the champagne sprays for the last time here in Brazil. So we'll have a word with both Marine, Felix and Aaron. Because that battle was just too intense. I will invite him to the party. So just excuse me for a bit. Marine. And then we have where's Aaron? Free. And where's Contact Felix? Ah, there we go. Invite them to the party as we wait for the post-race interviews. So I hope they can join us, otherwise we're just gonna call it a day and move on to the next race. At least Felix here. Both Dutchmen have joined us. Hi, welcome. That was quite a race for you. I think coming from second last there to yes. P2.
I don't know where the. I don't know, man. It was a great race, and I'll leave it with that.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, ending off season 3 in a good way. But were you expecting that you could have that pace to go onto the podium, or were you expecting only a point finish?
I expected P6 because there were some great drivers on track, like Chapelele. Well, yeah. I think he crashed out.
Yeah, he crashed.
And some others.
Yeah.
Sam, he dropped off. I don't know what happened to him. So.
Me neither. No, but that's a really good race. And moving on to Marine then, who's had quite a few battles, but both you and Phil. Just talk us through the battle with Phil first, and then talk us through the battle with Felix.
Yeah, well, Phil was really aggressive. He was desperate to get a podium in this last race, but it was really difficult to pass him because he also ran higher or lower wings than me. I think so. In the straight line, he had a really high advantage on pace.
Yes, and the battle with Felix, how did you, your point of view from that one?
Yeah, well, Felix was quicker than me anyway, so yeah, and I kind of let him by to get away from Phil and Tim, because DRS is really overpowered in this game, so yeah,
that's definitely true. That definitely is true. Well, thank you for joining us for the post-run interviews. I'm pretty sure Aaron's already disconnected, so that's gonna probably won't be joining us then. I want to thank all the viewers for watching. It's been a fantastic season from my point of view, if I do say so myself. I hope you can join us for the next stream where we announce the driver lineups, and then of course join us for the next race in season 4, which is probably gonna be pre-season test race. Not saying where though, so you'll have to stick out and find out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.